No.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 4:37 a.m. show. I'm Hester Quincy Alexis Rondell Penelope Smith, and we have two exciting guests today. First, the Strangers extra Brock Sturgis III, Esquire, will talk about his new avant-garde piece, The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and his personal life. And then, Back to the Future star Hugh Morningscorn will discuss his role in the film, working with his co-stars, and more. And now for Mr. Brock Sturgis.
The third, Esquire.
The third Esquire, and Mr. Morningscorn. So without further ado, here's our first guest, Brock Sturgis III, Esquire.
Brock Sturgis III, Esquire.
Right, so we all loved your performance in The Strangers.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. I did. It was an enjoyable experience for me, working with all those people. Everyone said I stole the show, and I have to agree.
Yeah, and how would you compare that to your new film, The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Well, you see, the difference was in The Strangers, I played sort of a villainous swine of a man who goes into people's houses and murders them, and that was very enjoyable for me for reasons that I can't really talk about. But for the Power Rangers film, I got to be very heroic and steal the spotlight, which I enjoy doing.
So what was the prep like for those action scenes?
The thing was, I didn't do much prep for the action sequences because when I was a child, all of my friends would be outside playing video games, but that was way too mainstream for me. So what I decided to do was work on all different kinds of action sequences, and I did a lot of parkouring.
Oh, okay.
It was enjoyable. Yeah.
And what's your dating life like currently? You're among the hottest new actors on the scene, and ladies are just flocking to you. And are they taking advantage? Are you taking advantage of this?
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard for me sometimes. I can't really leave my house anymore. It's gotten pretty bad. Every time I open the door, like, women just show up.
And how many women would you say?
I stopped counting after a couple 100,000.
Oh, okay.
But by now it's got to be around 75 million, something like that.
Wow, that's impressive. You know, that's great. Well, thank you very much, Brock.
Sturgis III, Esquire.
Yes, and now a quick commercial break from our sponsors. Stay tuned and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
He once punched a man in the soul. Both sides of his pillow are cool. He has proof that the Bermuda Triangle is actually a parallelogram. Atlas will drop the world for a chance to shake his hand. His blood smells like cologne. The pheromones he secretes affect people miles away, in a slight but measurable way. He is the most interesting man in the world.
I don't always use deodorant, but when I do, I use Old Spice Matterhorn. Stay fresh, my friends.
Welcome back to the 4:37 a.m. show. Next, we have an artist unparalleled in his field, being a freak on camera, Hugh Morningscorn. So, Hugh, how was it on the set with Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, two of the most acclaimed entertaining actors of the modern era?
Well, it was difficult at times, because Michael is brilliant and Chris is just fantastic, but they already have such an incredible dynamic that you kind of don't want to get in the way.
Okay, that's very interesting. And I hear you have... And I hear you have an interesting background. Care to share any of that?
No.
Shy much?
Well, I guess I could talk about it a little. I mean, there's not really much to say. It's just, I didn't have a very good relationship with my parents, and they kind of took after my other siblings. So, I was fending for myself for most of my youth, and that kind of led me to where I am now.
Oh, I see. And so I just was curious, what is your opinion on the state of the film industry and all the media and art for that matter?
It's crap. It's just, there's a lot of really great talent out there and a lot of really interesting people with interesting ideas. But there's also a very select amount of ideas that we can share at once. And not enough of those people are getting shared because there's just too much, there's too much money involved and there's too much opinion that shouldn't be involved.
Well, thank you very much, Hugh. And I want to thank our guests. It's been fun. That does it for the 4:37 a.m. show. I'm Hester Quincy Alexis Rondell Penelope Smith, and good morning.